Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and I've got a DVD and Blu-ray update for you guys. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I've got a pretty respectable stack of mostly Blu-rays, but got some DVDs thrown in as well. So I'll go ahead and dive into the Blu-rays. The first one here is from Etiquette Pictures. It is for the documentary The American Dreamer, starring Dennis Hopper. This is a documentary about the making of Dennis Hopper's doomed follow-up to Easy Rider, the last movie. I did a full review of this release from Etiquette Pictures. Go check out that video for a full review of this Blu-ray. But yeah, this is a portrait of Dennis Hopper in the height of his career and the high of highs. It was no better time on planet Earth than to be Dennis Hopper following Easy Rider, and this film captures that. So yeah, really enjoyed this Blu-ray. Next up, did a video about this release. This is from Scream Factory. This is the collector's edition of Wes Craven's Shocker, for a full review of this title, including all the special features, etc., on the Shocker Blu-ray. Go check out that video. I've always been a big fan of Shocker, going all the way back to when I was a kid. This was one that I used to rent all the time. Recently, of course, Wes Craven passed away, and that moved me to pick up this Blu-ray, and glad I did. Lots of special features, great transfer. I just love Shocker. Great movie. Next up, also from Scream Factory, the collector's edition of John Carpenter's Escape from New York. Have not yet sat down to watch this, but lots of special features on here. 2 discs. Yeah, just a phenomenal movie, a great movie. I definitely need to sit down and watch this thing in high def with all the cool special features. Great cover there. Awesome movie, Escape from New York, from Scream Factory. Next up, picked this up at a dollar store for $7. This is the RoboCop trilogy on Blu-ray. Looks like it's, I've not opened this, so I'm not sure. It feels like there's more than one disc in here, so it's not all 3 movies on one disc, I'm hoping. Feels like there's at least 2, maybe possibly 3 discs in here, so hopefully each film has its own disc. But for $7, I couldn't pass it up. The RoboCop trilogy on Blu-ray. Yep. Just goes to show, you never know where you're gonna find a good deal on some Blu-rays, even at the Dollar General store, of all places. The next 4 releases are from Olive Films. First up, this is Shock 'em Dead. I did a full File 13 release, or full File 13 review on this release. This is part of Olive Films' partnership with Slasher Video. Really enjoyed this movie. A 80s metal horror movie with a great sense of humor about itself, and all the all the gratuity that one would expect from a film just like this. Really enjoyed it. Next up, Killer Workout. Watch this. I'm going to do a review of it. It's Killer Workout. It's about a slasher in a health spa in the 80s. And at least a good 35 to 40% of this movie is just footage of women in spandex doing yoga poses with close-ups on their buttocks and their crotches. Needless to say, I loved it. Next up, Cinco de Mayo, a sort of south of the border slasher film. Let's put it that way. Another one I'm planning on reviewing, also from Olive Films, part of their slasher movie partnership. But yeah, without spoiling my review, fun movie. Next up, also from Olive Films, did a full File 13 review on this film as well. Sleaze to the max. This is Breeders. Go check out that File 13 video for a full review of this film. Next up, I picked this up because I just wanted these movies on Blu-ray. So this is the Star Wars Episodes 4, 5, and 6 Blu-ray pack. On the first 4 movies, or Episodes 4, 5, and 6. You guys know what I'm talking about. The original Star Wars trilogy, the only Star Wars trilogy. in my book. Wanted to pick these up on Blu-ray. Picked them up, found them at a pretty decent price on eBay, snatched them, and now I have all I have all the good Star Wars films on Blu-ray. Put it that way. Next up, got two titles here from Arrow Video. The first, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. Did a full review of this release and of the film. I love this movie. A great movie, a great release. Go check out that video for a full in-depth discussion on this film as well as this Blu-ray release from Arrow. Next, also got this film from Arrow, Zardoz. If you guys have not heard of Zardoz, look it up. Just go to Google Images and type in Zardoz and see what images pop up. I'm sure the very first image that you see will be of Sean Connery in what appears to be a red diaper. Sean Connery spends pretty much this entire film in a red diaper. Need I say more? And this skull, this stone head thing just floats around the movie. Just floats around. Yeah, it's this is one movie that goes beyond the boundaries of a simple plot description. Zardoz. Next up, got some DVDs for you guys. This is The Wild Untold Story of Canon Films, Electric Boogaloo. Could not wait to get my hands on this release. My only qualm with it is that it's not long enough. I would have loved for this to have just been a 3+ hour, you know what I mean, Crystal Lake Memories type documentary discussing in depth Golan and Globus and the Canon legacy, which when I was a kid and I rented videos from the video store, if they started with the Vestron logo, with the New World logo, or the Canon logo, I knew I was in for a good movie. Really like this documentary, a lot of fun. They talk about, just, Golan and Globus, those wacky mavericks who, I think the best thing that people said about them in this film, and in this documentary, and it's not a totally glowing, documentary about Canon and its legacy, but the best thing that you could say about these guys was that these were studio people, these were studio executives, these were people who greenlit movies, who had the power to make movies. These were guys at that level who actually loved movies. They loved movies. And I don't know, there's probably no other high-ranking movie executive at that level who can greenlight movies who probably loves movies. It's probably just an investment. It's a way to make money. It's a way to grow the stock, etc., etc. To Golan and Globus, to particularly, I believe it was Globus. Menahem Globus. Menachem. Let me see which one. I don't know. I'm getting them confused. Menachem Golan. He loved movies. He loved movies, and he just so happened to be in a position where he could make movies. Now, not all the movies were great. Not all of them were good movies, but he had a love for movies. And he, like I said, he's a studio executive who loved movies, and that, unfortunately, I think is a rare thing. Really enjoyed this documentary, though. Go pick it up. I think it's like $10 on like Amazon. Pick it up. Next up, just because I wanted to, The Return of Swamp Thing. A Jim Wynorski film. One of the only PG-13 family-friendly Jim Wynorski films you're going to find in the vast Jim Wynorski movie library. I think this is the only one that's family-friendly. I love this movie. I've always loved this movie since I was a kid. I've seen this movie far more than I saw the original Swamp Thing, the Wes Craven Swamp Thing. This one's just a ton of fun. Just great sense of humor about itself. Heather Locklear, just a fun movie. And I still like this movie better than the Wes Craven Swamp Thing. So come at me with your pitchforks, but I love Return of Swamp Thing. Give me Return of Swamp Thing any day over Swamp Thing. Yeah, just really like this movie. Looked it up, found it on Amazon or eBay, I don't remember, for a few bucks. Pulled the trigger, and now I own Return of Swamp Thing. Last two here. This is this was for a review request. One of my viewers, I believe Bubblegum Gun, is a huge fan of the film Possession. I went out, I found this. This is I forget, it's an import, I forget from where. But I found it for a few bucks. I've watched it. I do plan on doing the review, so just please bear with me. It will happen, but I'll only say this about it. It's a very interesting film. If you've seen Possession, I'm sure you know what I mean by interesting. But yeah, there's Possession. Forget where this is imported from. I'm guessing it's an Asian country, simply because of the type there. But yeah. And last but not least, got this in the last horror block, the October horror block, Argento's Dracula, and I promise I will give this movie another day in court and give you guys a full File 13 review of Argento's Dracula. I tried it on Netflix. I got through 20 minutes, and I just was like, I gotta go. There's other things I could be doing with my time, and I stopped it, and I never came back to it. But the fine folks over at Horror Block saw fit to give me a DVD of the film in their October block, and I'm going to give it another day in court. This has got some special features on it, a making of documentary, which that will probably be pretty interesting to watch, I imagine. But yeah, Argento's Dracula. Yeah, that is my DVD and Blu-ray update. I hope you guys enjoyed. I just want to take a minute to wish everybody out there a great, safe, happy, and healthy Thanksgiving season. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, eat oodles and oodles of turkey, and just be comatose for the rest of the day. Pass out in front of the TV, watch some football, spend the time with the ones you love, and have a great Thanksgiving out there to all you guys. As always, I appreciate you watching. Take care, and until next time,